Hello, Dan and Phil Games Curious Questioners.
What am I?
You are the thinking emoji.
Yes,
and what am I?
exactly. A very disturbing human being that I've spent a lot of time with.
The new starry-eyed emoji, because I've updated my iOS, now I've got that, and I'm using it all the time, because it's like, oh, I'm so excited.
I still stick with what I said, and welcome to one of those fun games that you can play in your browser that makes you ponder the greatest questions of life, this one being called...
What would you do instead? What would you do if?
What would you do instead?
I don't know, what is it
What kind of
called?
game is what would you do? It's what would you do if?
What would you do if? There we go.
It's a game where you get asked questions such as, what would you do if you were stuck on an island with your crush?
Is this The Sims all over again? Make a move?
Would Dad make a move?
Ship signals? Or live on the island forever? I mean, it's not going to have Wi-Fi, so get a ship straight away.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
That's the game! Play along with us at home. Think about these moral dilemmas very seriously, okay? Because it's no fun if you just laugh at us. You need to put yourselves in our shoes and think, yeah, I agree with that logic. Or leave an angry comment going, what? No! So play along at home and let's have some fun.
It's also secretly harvesting data about humanity as well, so we'll find out what other people did as well.
I don't want to know what this AI is going to do with this. All right, let's see our first actual question. What would you do if you found out your best friend had secretly hated you all the time?
That's true. I hate you. That's how I'd say it if I really hated someone in secret. After all those years, I'd be like,
Well, it's obviously not the case for Phil because he said it, therefore it's not being a secret. I'm just saying, I'm not saying anything. If you catch my drift.
I would confront. Always confront
you?
your problems. If there's a problem, you need to confront it. Otherwise, it's going to simmer and boil, and then it's going to turn into a whole thing. Confront.
It's not what should you do if. It's what would you do if.
Yeah, and I follow my own
Philip,
moral compass.
Michael, Lester,
James, Howard, I would confront.
You don't even know my name.
Because I hate you.
Would you confront?
Yes.
Because you're probably more of a pretend like you never knew kind of guy.
Yeah, but it's something that's really deep, like a friendship or something like that. You've got to do the conversation, otherwise it's going to ruin you. Confront.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I look forward to Phil confronting me at some point this summer.
Next.
Right. What would you do if you woke up in a killer's basement?
Oof. This is a good one.
Yikes.
Are we taking it in turns? This should be yours.
No, it's a collective decision that we have to come to together.
But we
feel like you overpowered me in that last one. Well, that's the test because we have to decide between us. Would I kill myself before they can get to me? I mean,
no.
That's...
See what happens. That's the worst advice ever.
Me.
Just lie there.
Just like...
Be skinned.
You know what? I'm just curious.
Sometimes that's the thing to do though. Play dead, then...
Yeah, that's a fucking bear, not a serial killer. Otherwise they're just going to necrophile you.
Obviously attempt to escape.
I mean... Who was the 10% that said they just killed themselves? What the hell is wrong with people next?
Do not do that.
What would you do if you were transported to a separate universe?
Oof.
Is this one where, like, I don't have my current life?
Yeah, it's a completely different universe. So
I'm a dip.
It could be a but then there's another Dan there. But it could be
fucking kill him.
A Dan who's just got shrimp.
Fuck and kill him. What?
Could be a Dan who's got shrimp for hands. It could be a Dan who's got 7 eyes.
Yeah,
6 of them on his butt.
I know there's infinite universes.
Yeah,
but it's most likely that it's just going to be like a very similar universe.
Maybe it's one where I'm tanned.
That's the kind of microsmal, not interesting change that would be in an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Would you find your doppelganger? Would you try and get back home, or would you just restart? I'd restart.
Would you?
No, I'd find my doppelganger.
I'd
fucking kill them.
I'd want to meet other tanned Phil.
What do you actually think you'd do if you met your doppelganger? Do you think you'd like literally?
If I
want you all to think about this. If you walked into a room and there was a freaking clone of you, what would you do?
Play Mario Kart.
But like, would you, or would something within you have a freaking primal freak out and you just freaking strangle them to death right there?
No, I'd see what I look like from the back because I've only seen that in a mirror and it's a bit blurry, and also a video. But in real life, I don't know. I don't know what I look like.
I honestly feel like with you, you'd probably just be like, can I look at you from behind? Okay, so find your doppelganger. Okay, fine, there we go. And most people would just restart and live their normal lives. People, It's not too late to restart your current lives and do what you want.
I would find...
You don't need to fantasize about being transported to alternate dimensions to live your truth.
Wow.
Just start today.
I would find my doppelganger and cook his shrimp hands.
Right. What would you do if you could see the future implode with infinite knowledge?
See how you die is the stupidest answer, because then if you can't change it, that's all you're going to be thinking about forever. This giant axe about to hit you in the face.
Let's not analyze this from a physics perspective.
I think just find out if you're single, because that's like, am I a crazy cat man?
And that's all that any other people care about.
I'm a cat man. Martians took over the earth and tried to kill humanity.
Please, beg them for mercy.
Do what Dill did and have sex with them.
Submitussy. What would you do?
I would try and live in secret, because I think that's the young adult novel I'd like to live in the basement society, rising up against the aliens.
There's no revolt here.
No,
there's simply beg for mercy or submit, or there's try to live in secret. So let's do a Matrix and live like mole people.
Let's do it.
Nice.
Would you join me in the mole land?
I would.
Or would you just get probed every day?
Thinking emoji. Starry-eyed emoji. Next. Okay. What would you do if you had to erase one skill completely?
Every single language you know. So how would I speak?
Would your brain revert back to your early learning developmental stage where it's easy to pick up language? Or would we have our like stupid adult brains? So even if we tried to learn Linguish,
it's happening already. I do social skills because I don't have any anyway.
Using your body, you don't have any of that either.
No,
I mean, you're basically just like a weird floppy thing.
I was made the wrong size. I think I'm a small person in a tall person's body. That's the problem.
You're like a mouse in a human's body. Yeah, that's fine. I think that makes sense. I mean, it would be very awkward. What?
We introduced ourselves to someone yesterday, and Dan said, "Hi, I'm Phil." Like, break that down. What happened in your mind?
I don't know.
Is that going to be a cringe attack in 10 years?
This is someone that we're going to be on tour with for 5 months. So to be honest, he can look forward to me doing more awkward things than introducing myself as... Because I think you went, "Hi, my name is Phil." And then I went, "Hi, I'm Phil." What would you do if your lover for 3 years turned out to be your immortal grandpa?
What?
Act like you don't know.
That's very incestuous. End the
relationship or forget it and ask the secret of immortality. Damn, okay, that just changed the game.
You could just ask the secret of immortality and then end the relationship. So, the third one. You can't be...
Same with the rest of people. You know what you're thinking.
Stop.
3, then 2, then 1, so you can just forget about it. Because if you're living forever and your immortal grandpa's there, you need to get over that awkwardness sooner rather than later.
What if I'm from the other universe and I am my own immortal grandpa?
I'm not going to even spend time unpacking that. No. Okay, what would you do if you were unable to remember anything unless you tattooed it on your body?
That is a cool
Tattoo everything
movie.
all the time. What does that even mean? What does that even...
Can you not just use a Sharpie? Have you seen Memento? Because that's such a good film. And it has
recommendations.
It has this concept. I'm going to go with the most important things.
Or live in a haze. I mean, that might be quite a relief, to be honest.
No.
Ignorance is bliss.
Because then we'd record this video like 17 times.
I'm with Loki. Fine, we'll only tattoo the most important things. What would that be for you?
The most important things.
You look up in the morning, you look at your arm.
I'll just rip open my chest, look at dog gifs.
That'll frickin' get you through life, to be honest. Okay, I'm with you.
Right, we'll do a few more, 3 more. What would you do if a grenade flew in through the nearest window? Boop. Take cover, jump on it to save everyone else.
I would do this.
You would not. Are you gonna jump on it? Where are you going? Oh my god. Dan. We put Dill's head over the grenade.
Dill would soak it up for us.
He would soak it up. I'm gonna say...
That's a jump on it and save everyone else. And that's what gets you like the Medal of Honor. Bullshit! Don't click that! Don't click that! You wouldn't frickin' dive on it.
I'd try and throw it out and make it worse. I'd put it on like double explode mode.
You'd panic and take cover and then you just die.
I probably wouldn't notice.
Tink.
What? Oh!
Thinking emoji. Starry-eyed emoji.
Boom. Let's do... Try and throw it out, I think is what I'd actually do.
Yeah. But we don't have any doors or windows open, so we'd be so dead.
Yeah.
Try and throw it out and die.
60%.
Nice.
You had $1.2 trillion.
That's a lot.
Do you want to buy Apple?
Can you even buy Apple? You can at the moment.
Yeah.
For now. For like 2 years.
Buy Microsoft. That's lost
I'm
cause.
contributing.
Or
What?
buy YouTube.
I thought I said buy Minecraft then. I'm like, you need more than $1.2 trillion to buy Minecraft.
I think it'd be weird buying YouTube because that's like buying my own boss. I'd want to buy Apple because I
demonetize everything.
not to get too political, but I hate having to use dongles on the new Mac.
So you'd buy Apple
And just get rid of this stupid...
and then put ports in everything.
I would have more ports.
iPhone 10 with a headphone hole and an Ethernet hole
Yeah.
and 4 HDMI ports.
The VHS tape hole. I just want all the holes. Fill everything with holes. Apple. Sorry, I just monopolized that one. I don't know what you want.
I mean, I agreed with you. That's
Yeah.
fine.
You got the opportunity to talk to your younger self.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, right.
Hello, my
Wait.
name's Phil.
You have to roleplay these options.
Right.
You can't just tell us what you would do. Would you tell them your future?
What's a YouTuber? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I've only got limited time
For what?
before the future Phil disappears.
Okay.
Before I get cold for tea, have some Ribena. Cringe at your awkwardness. Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Or spend one day hanging out. That's
No,
only if
I've
you're...
already established I'd panic strangle me.
Yeah, that's only if you're dying and it's like, I need to have one last day.
I'd definitely go with tell the future and try to just change everything that went wrong with my life. What about you?
Go back, tell him the lottery numbers, and also cringe at my awkwardness because I used to call people poo-faced mooses, which, bad
and
times.
it's Meese.
Mises.
That's the one thing you need to slap into
Okay,
yourself.
last one. You walked into the room and saw yourself sitting in a chair, surfing on the computer.
What? Why is the theme of
Another.
this interdimensional doppelgangers? I'm gonna have freaking nightmares where I walk into my room and I just see,
Yeah.
hello Daniel, and I go, ah, and I panic strangle.
Walk out hoping it'll disappear, say something, or
Walk out hoping it'll disappear?
does
What
that
kind of
mean?
a solution to a problem is that?
say something or get a new life while spying on your clone.
Say something.
Yeah, I'd say...
What is the something? So it's
Can I
basically
see you from behind?
Go la la la, like do a freaking 360
Yeah.
and hope that it just disappears. Communicate in some way, vague as hell, or
Yeah.
get a new life
Get
while
a new
spying on
a
it.
new life. You are now the clone spy because you found out about the clone
Well, if you're
conspiracy.
gonna get a new life and spy on it, you'd have to live in the same town. So how can you live in the same town and have a life
Look.
without accidentally like crossing over? I mean, your whole life is
Spy
gonna
on
have
the
to be
clone.
really.
Say something is the most popular, but I think mine's more interesting. I will make a more interesting book. And that's it. I think we've learned enough about clones,
You go write that.
cloning ourselves,
I'll go panic strangle.
what we do with our clones. This has been interesting. I really like this game. It makes us question our moral values and learn a bit about each other as well.
It makes me question the people that wrote these questions.
Yeah, question the questions.
The 20% of people that would just walk out of the room hoping that the clone of themselves surfing the net would just disappear. Like to have a chat with those people. I mean, statistically, that's 20% of the people watching this right now. So if you are, you're a valued member of the Daniful Games community, and thank you for watching.
And on that note, let's head into the end screen.
Woo! If
can
you want more
subscribe.
philosophical content,
Subscribe.
to that.
Yeah. Also, come see us on tour. We've got this new snazzy button. Click on it, and you can see where we're coming in
There's
your
even
town.
more philosophical debate in this video.
Yeah.
But there'll be no clones.
There might be
So
some.
if that disappoints you.
Bye.